You don't need a mansion or a Hollywood name to leave behind a story that's more than just fame.
Me to need a will, just a family, or a cat plotting world domination. Welcome to Celebrity Estate Chaos, where we prove a lot of things. Like how estate chaos isn't just for millionaires with private islands, anyone with stuff, relatives, or that one weird collection you think nobody's fighting over. And chances are, they will.
Okay, let's dive in. So many of us know that feeling, right? That first time dipping a toe into crypto, buying that first coin. It's pretty exciting. Feels like you're a pioneer, and honestly, it's often surprisingly easy to get started.
Yeah, exactly. And that ease, that's kind of where the problem can start,
Yeah.
Because while buying is simple, losing it all forever, also alarmingly simple. It's this weird thing where people spend ages figuring out what coin to buy, but maybe like 5 minutes thinking about how to actually keep it safe.
Yeah, it's like planning an amazing trip, but leaving your passport on the kitchen table. So for this deep dive, we really want to be that essential guide, cut through some of the noise, help you get a handle on crypto safety so your digital money doesn't just poof, vanish. Basically, a shortcut to getting properly informed on this because it's critical.
Absolutely. And maybe the most fundamental thing to grasp right off the bat is why this is so different from, say, your regular Twitter account. If you lose your bank card, you call the bank, right? Forget your password online, click forgot password.
Yeah.
With crypto, no safety net like that. There's no customer service number for the blockchain, no password reset button. If you lose your keys, your private keys, or that seed phrase, that crypto's, well, it's gone, like really gone.
So the big difference is it's all on you, personal responsibility. It's not just holding an investment. It's managing the whole security apparatus yourself. You're the bank. And when you say private keys or seed phrase, maybe just quickly, how do those two relate for someone trying to get their head around it?
Yeah, good question. So think of the seed phrase, that string of 12 or 24 words that's like the ultimate master key, the blueprint. From that seed phrase, all your individual private keys, which control specific addresses, are kind of generated. So while a private key unlocks one part, the seed phrase unlocks, or rather recovers, the whole thing. If you lose the seed phrase, you can't get any of it back. It's the absolute key.
And the amount of crypto that's just lost, it's pretty mind-blowing, isn't it?
Oh, it's staggering. The estimates are something like over $140 billion in Bitcoin alone, just inaccessible. And that's not stolen crypto, importantly. That's just lost. People forgot passwords, misplaced hard drives, tossed out an old computer during spring cleaning. It's often just human error.
Wow. It reminds me of that crazy story about the guy who threw out a hard drive with, 8,000 Bitcoin? Worth hundreds of millions now? And it's just sitting in a landfill somewhere, a very expensive piece of trash.
Exactly. That story is like the ultimate cautionary tale. It really highlights how vulnerable newcomers are. They're so focused on the buying part, the excitement, that they just don't think about what happens after the purchase. Honestly, the riskiest moment often isn't some big market crash. It's that feeling of, okay, I bought it, I'm good, right after you click buy. That false security.
Okay, so if we need to build like a digital fortress for our crypto, what's wall number one? What's the first step?
Right. First crucial action, get your coins off the exchange. Simple as that. Places like Coinbase, Binance, they're great for buying and selling, super convenient. But for long-term storage, not built for it. They're targets.
Okay, targets. What does that mean practically? What are the risks of just leaving my crypto sitting there on the exchange?
Well, think about it. Would you store your life savings in a vending machine? Or maybe keep expensive jewelry at a gas station?
Probably not.
Right. Or park a Lamborghini at that gas station with the keys just sitting inside. Exchanges hold huge amounts of crypto. That makes them massive, juicy targets for hackers. Plus, they can have outages, they can face regulatory issues, they can even go bankrupt. We've seen that happen. It puts a third party between you and your money.
So getting it off the exchange means taking control yourself, self-custody. And in crypto, that usually means a cold wallet, right? Like those little hardware devices, Ledger, Trezor. You call them Fort Knox in your sock drawer. Why is that such a good analogy?
Yeah, it kind of is. They're cold because they're offline. Your private keys, the actual things that prove ownership, they never leave that physical device.
Yeah.
Even when you make a transaction, the signing part happens right there on the device, isolated from the internet. Hackers online can't get to it. It puts you fully in charge, real ownership, no middleman.
Okay, so the cold wallet is the vault, but
Yeah.
you mentioned the seed phrase earlier. That sounds like the ultimate key to the vault. How do we protect that?
Right. Action 2, and honestly, this might be even more important. Protect. Seed, phrase, that 12 or 24-word phrase. It's your only backup. Your lifeline if your device breaks or gets lost. Lose the phrase, you lose everything. No do-overs.
So the big don'ts. What should people absolutely never do with this phrase? I feel like there's some horror stories out there.
Oh, yeah. Critical don'ts. Never,
Us.
ever store it digitally. That means no taking a picture of it, no typing it into your phone notes, no saving it in Google Drive. Definitely don't email it to yourself. Never online. Digital copies are just way too easy to hack or accidentally expose. And yeah, please don't tattoo it on yourself. People have done it. Bad idea. And don't just trust your memory either.
Yeah.
Especially, after maybe a celebratory beer or two.
Okay. No digital copies, no tattoos, no relying on memory. Got it. So what should we do? What are the do's for keeping it safe?
The do's are actually pretty low tech, which is kind of the point. Write it down on paper, carefully. Then store that paper or papers, ideally multiple copies, somewhere really secure, offline, private. Think fireproof safe, maybe a bank deposit box, but somewhere you control access to. Some people store copies in different physical locations for redundancy. And yeah, for ultimate disaster proofing, some folks even etch it onto metal plates. Fire, water, time, metal lasts.
That leads really nicely into the next point, which is, okay, thinking longer term, planning for the future. Your crypto legacy, it's maybe an uncomfortable thought, but what happens if, something happens to you, you get hit by that proverbial bus or maybe a flying Tesla these days? Would your family, your partner, your kids, would they even know you had crypto? And if they did, could they possibly access it?
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but so important because the reality is crypto is invisible without the right knowledge and the right keys. Unlike a house title or a bank statement, there's no automatic paper trail usually. So without a plan, your family is left grieving and guessing. What could be a significant inheritance just becomes an inaccessible digital ghost, a burden instead of a help.
Okay, so the answer is what you call a crypto access plan. How do you create that? How do you make it clear but still secure?
You need to make it really clear, really simple, like human language, not crypto speak. Tell 1 or 2 people you trust implicitly that you hold crypto, not the details maybe, but that it exists. Then create clear instructions. What kind of wallet do you use? What brand? Where the location, not the phrase itself, but where can they find the physical seed phrase backup? What exchanges or platforms did you use? What email address is linked? Write it down clearly and critically. Include these instructions or reference where to find them in your actual will or estate planning documents. That makes it official.
Makes sense. And beyond that kind of legacy planning, what about just everyday security? Accessing your account safely.
Right. That brings us to action 3, or maybe 4, depending on how we're counting. Use two-factor authentication, 2FA. Your crypto exchange login, if you use one even just for buying, needs way better protection than, like, your Facebook account. We strongly recommend using an authenticator app, something like Google Authenticator or Authy.
And you specifically warned against using text messages, SMS codes for 2FA. Why is that risky? They seem so common.
Yeah, super common, but also super vulnerable. Avoid SMS for 2FA. The big risk is something called a SIM swap attack. Scammers can basically trick your phone company into transferring your phone number over to their SIM card. Once they control your number, they get your 2FA text codes. And poof, they're into your account. Authenticator apps generate the codes right there on your phone. They're not sent over the network, so they dodge that whole vulnerability. Much safer.
Wow, okay. Good to know. Speaking of scammers, yeah, the crypto world often gets called the Wild West. It feels like you need to be constantly on guard. How do you spot the scams?
It definitely still has that element, unfortunately. Innovation attracts opportunity, but it also attracts, well, scammers. Faster than flies on honey sometimes. Knowing the red flags is absolutely your best defense.
So give us the main ones. What should make someone's internal alarm bells just start screaming?
Okay, top red flags. Anyone promising guaranteed returns or saying they can double your Bitcoin or whatever, run away. That doesn't exist in legit investing. Second, random direct messages, DMs, especially on social media, asking for your wallet details, your private keys, or, God forbid, your seed phrase. Never, ever share those. Block immediately. Third, high-pressure tactics, limited time offer. Amazing investment, act now W. Scammers want you to act before you think. And fourth, anyone claiming to be or be affiliated with a famous person like Elon Musk or whoever, saying they're starting a new coin and just need a small investment from you, it's almost always fake.
Okay, so see, any of that, the immediate reaction should just be
Block, delete, ignore, run, metaphorically speaking. Just stay sharp. Keep your sensitive info private. Never share that seed phrase. Be skeptical. If it sounds too good to be true, it absolutely is in crypto. And always, always double-check things through official websites or channels, not through links someone sent you.
Right. This all circles back to, I think, the core mindset here. It's not about being paranoid. It's about being prepared, right? Preparedness over panic.
Exactly that. The smartest people in crypto aren't just the ones who make good trades. They're the ones who plan. They build security into their whole process from day one. It's proactive, not reactive.
Because it's not just about what your crypto is worth today. It's about protecting its potential future value, making sure it can actually be a legacy, not just a story about lost digital cash.
Precisely. You know, crypto offers this promise of decentralization, of being your own bank. But with that freedom comes responsibility. True freedom in this space comes from actually securing your keys, planning for the what-ifs. You don't want your crypto vanishing faster than your motivation on January 2nd, or worse, outliving you only to be lost forever.
Well, hopefully this deep dive has helped move you, the listener, from maybe feeling a bit panicked to feeling more prepared about securing your digital assets. We've hit the main points, but if you want to go even deeper, the author Tina Ginn is a fantastic resource on this, really knows her stuff on crypto security and planning.
Yeah, I definitely point people towards her work. She has 3 books that are super helpful. First is Crypto 101. Great starting point if you're new covers buying, understanding, and the basics of protecting it.
And then there's Don't Let Your Digital Fortune Ghost You, which, aside from the great title, is more focused specifically on the safety side and that digital estate planning piece we talked about. Very practical.
Exactly. And the third one, Passing on Your Crypto Wealth. That's really a step-by-step guide purely focused on making sure your family can access things if needed. Super valuable for that legacy planning aspect. All 3 are great for building that secure foundation.
So yeah, take these steps. Honestly, do it. Your future self and potentially your family will definitely thank you for it.
Absolutely. Remember, the promise of crypto is control, but the reality is that security and legacy planning, that responsibility is yours. Making that plan might just be the smartest trade you ever execute.
For today's chaos. If you learned something, laughed a little, or now feel slightly more prepared for life's curveballs, we've done our job. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere podcasts make you rethink your to-do list. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, if it's important and unexpected, we probably cover it. Stay safe, stay curious, and we'll see you next time.